Okay, I'm gonna break it straight to you. I have a bittersweet love-hate relationship with the Orville. Why do I say that? Well, I think it has some really funny stories, some really interesting science fiction themes they explore, and some not so much. Some things that I totally can't suspend my disbelief in and not think like, oh, this is silly, would never happen. Don't get me wrong, when they do it right, it's great because obviously Seth MacFarlane takes takes a, how do you say that expression? Shut up. He takes inspiration. Let's roll with that. Inspiration from the Star Trek stories, right? So he's obviously a great fan. He loves this mythology, so he does it great when it's great. Sometimes not so much. For instance, I'm gonna explain this quickly. Then I'm gonna talk about this last episode that was totally changed my mind about the all the concept, but of the show. But so let's start with Bortos, the Moclan. Don't get me wrong, he's funny. His delivery, you know, the straight guy, the straight alien, straight man, straight one gender species, alien species, is quite funny. He's great. The actor is great, but you know there are. I feel his character he has these funny jokes, these funny lines that makes us laugh, but then they explore that joke, you know, like it's real that thing that he said, and that looks like a really good idea, but I don't know, it's quite unbelievable. Like in the first episode of the first season, he says that Mocklans only pee once a year, and it's a really funny joke with Seth MacFarlane, the Captain Mercer, right? But then in this new season we have a whole episode. At first I was like, whatever, that's impossible because, you know, no matter how complex organic being is gonna be, what is the reason that he's gonna concentrate all that 1 year organic reject in his bladder to just release it once a year? But that's what happened in the episode. That was quite funny, quite a religious um, ritual, right? Ritual. Um, but it's not believable. I mean, come on. How would the organic being evolve like that? It makes no sense. Now, the egg and the one gender thing. Another thing. How did the whole race evolved as to only have one female ever? I don't know how many years, 75 years. What's the biological motivation behind that? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But you know, okay, you kind of suspend your disbelief because you know it's a funny story. But then you go to that episode of the egg and the child and the gender uh, reassignment thing, and then I start to see some things that we have seen before in other stuff, you know. You discover that they are going using these tropes about, you know, the what's her name, the first officer, Mercer's ex-wife. I forgot her name. The actress is named Adrienne something. Uh, Kelly, the character, and she goes to defend to take the case and talk about, oh, you shouldn't change your women to men because you see this guy, he's totally stupid. He's a man, and he's talking about with Malloy. He's asking Malloy some really unbelievable, some questions that he gave some really not so believable answers. Because, it's kind of slapstick comedy there, and to say, see, he's stupid. Now see that woman, Alara, she's really strong. So women strong, men dumb. You shouldn't. You know what I see. What I mean. It's like we have already this kind of sour taste in our mouth because of all this stuff going on and other stuff. So it's like I don't know if I like this, and it's quite you know. Plus the unbelievable side of the thing, and I haven't seen many people talk about that. I don't think that bothers a lot of people, but that bothered me quite a bit. So the Borges character was always like this character that is funny, but because he's very unbelievable, you know. There is another one. Yes, this new season about with the whole Moclan divorce, that the one dude kills another dude. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's kind of ironic, considering all the how some divorces in our society really destroys the life of one of the one of the partners. But so that's funny. That's a social comment, I think, that is. But in reality, in the universe of the Orville of the show, that's quite, again, unbelievable. How come a society? I mean, that thing with the game that they put the the metal ball in the ball, totally spikes out his hands. Okay, that's funny because they can regenerate with all the medical thing, but you can regenerate someone who has been stabbed to death because the other partner wanted to divorce him. How practical? How practical is this? In real life, let's say the two guys are unhappy. Who decides? Okay, I'm gonna kill you. I am gonna be the one who kills, not the other way around. How did they decide if they are unhappy? Whoever beats the other to the punch gets to live. I mean, they flip a coin. I mean, it's not very practical. So my suspension of disbelief goes plah. And so because of this stuff, the stuff like those guys who had the horoscope, the astrology thing, they send a message to space saying, "Hey, is there anyone here there?" And then the Orville came, and they are really happy because it's first contact. But wait, they already had first contact with I don't know, a generational ship, and I think they had the other contacts. So why they're so happy now with this? And and then I know they are their society is quite to be run by astrology. They're a little in the head, but they sent a message to space. They know about stars. They know that the people that are born in another star, in another planet, the stars are gonna be different. How does the astrology works? How does the calendar? Okay, But it's quite of a nitpicking, I admit. And there's another thing. You see, why I said that I have a bittersweet love-hate relationship, because although I think it's pretty funny, although some stories I really like, and I'm gonna talk about them in a bit, I promise. But there's all these things that makes me, man, why do you do this to me? And then I think, oh, at least you're not Star Trek Discovery. At least you're not STD, so okay, I'll give you a pass. You make me laugh. So I was like, you always kind of bother me this, because it's like I'm it's like I had a girlfriend, really hot, but she dumped me, and then I get a rebound with her friend that's ugly, but it's funny. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be content with that. It's not that, but she's funny. You know what I mean? It's not very satisfying. Um, I'm gonna remember the other one that bothered me. I think it was recent. I can't remember. Hang on. Mm. Oh yes. Okay, this one really bothered me. The the one with the virus, right? The porn virus that bothers Bortus infected the ship with because of his porn addiction. Okay, so they have this planet that is in the brink of being evaporated by his sun going. I believe it's a red giant, right? It's not a supernova, because a supernova, it's like, oh, it's like really intense. Uh, it only happens with really big, massive stars that's unlikely to have a planet around. And if it has, the moment it goes a supernova, it's gonna, or nova, whatever, it's gonna totally, not a chance. So it's a a red giant, like our star, our sun. You're going to go someday. So okay, they have this star that's emitting a lot of radiation, totally evaporated the ocean in the planet. Those aliens, like a dozen of them, a dozen. I don't know how. Where are all the other billions of supposedly alien beings that live there? How come they only had those people, and they had the capacity to communicate with a starship, but they didn't have starship propulsion. They didn't know that they were alien life, and but they communicate with the Orville. There is the universal translate, I guess, works. Yeah, but Star Trek always have this. You know, the Hitchhiker of the Galaxy makes a really good point of coming up with a babel fish, something so unlikely, improbable, right? Uh, that's quite, it always means like, I guess it's kind of hard to make a very, not in a way that is more satisfying, logically satisfying. But anyway, so the aliens are there, and then they say that only Isaac's my favorite character, by the way. I'm gonna talk about him later. This is taking so long. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but it's inside my chest for more than 1 year. I had to let it out to the world. So I thank you for indulging me so far. Anyway, Isaac and Bortus. Sorry about that. Okay, Isaac and Bortus are the only ones who can withstand the hard radiation of the star. So that's why the Bortus gets to come and redeem himself. Right, great. So okay. They Bortus have the radiation suit, right? They have a he has a suit. Isaac, no, it's like in the nude. But Bort, but that radiation don't does not work with all the humans and other alien life form from any crew member of the Orville, just Bortus. So how come the aliens in the ship get to crawl out of the hole? That must be really a deep hole to protect them from such a high level radiation that boils oceans, right? How come they get to go to the surface of the planet and enter the ship to be rescued? If anyone in the Orville could, even with the space suit, with the radiation suit that Bortus had, no, those aliens, they must have pretty good radiation suit, right? Because Orville didn't have those suits because no one could survive, only Bortus and Isaac. Bortus with his medical biology and Isaac. So how come? That and I saw a lot of reviews. No one touched on that, and I was like, man, am I crazy? Am I so much an autistic nitpicking geek nerd that I get to bother by that? Ah. So anyway, there is that. Okay, enough with the bad things. Now, so I always had this bittersweet love or hate relationship. At least it's not Star Trek Discovery. At least it's not Star Wars, Disney Star Wars, right? So okay, but then then there's Isaac, this artificial life form that named after the father of robotics himself, Sir, not Sir, Isaac Asimov, right? So, and he's great. I love him. He's my favorite character. All the Isaac centric episodes are the best episodes on the Orville because he's great. He's the Spock Data, logical, emotionless, awkward character with a lot of autistic uh, character traits, right? I say that because I am autistic myself, so I can really relate to that. So that maybe that's why I love him so much. They are all my favorites, even with the romantic story that I was kind of I don't know about that. It's kind of goofy. They are going to go all soap opera with this, just like it started like a soap opera. Mercer and Kelly, cheating, divorce, rebound, spying, all that. I was not a big fan of that, and it's kind of the main premise, how that started. Kelly is the one who gave the Mercer his job, so it's kind of come on. But so now Isaac's gonna get all of this with Doctor. I forgot the name of the Doctor. She's a good actress, and her character is okay, I guess, but it gets really annoying sometimes. But anyway, but it was really funny episode that with the romance because all that hilarious attempts of Isaac of breaking up with her after getting advice from forgot the name of the engineer who was a pilot who was I don't know if he was a pilot. Yeah, I think he was. Sit beside Malloy, great character also. I forgot the name. Lamar. So after taking advice from Lamar, he gets to put his underwear and he's like, bitch, make me a sandwich. That was so funny, man. That was great. That was great because Robert Isaac trying to imitate human beings. That's comedy gold. So okay, that's great. And then there's all that. That was fun. That was pretty. That was good. That was nice. The singing in the rain stuff. That was cute. I liked that. Okay. Oh, and the new character that they got to replace Alara. At first, I wasn't very fan of Alara, but then she grew on me, right? I was like, oh, okay, that strong female, dumb man, strong woman, kind of rub him in the wrong way, but she grew on me, but then she left, and then another one came, and I didn't like her, all that attitude. She's like, I slapped the hell out of my last captain with my superhuman strength. I probably killed him to show that I was the boss to the matriarchal species that was there. And I am not gonna hesitate to do the same to you, Captain Cook Mercer. That rubbed me the wrong way. The first thing that she says, I was like, oh, come on. Where is Alana now? So, okay. But anyway, she's kind of okay, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But anyway. So, okay. All caught up with how I felt so far with the Orville. Now, this episode, this last one, what's the name? Identity Part 1. Oh, just Identity, I mean. I guess the Part 2 is going to be another name. So, Identity. Man, that changed the whole game. That was great. When I realized that it's going to be an Isaac-centric episode, when he shut down, I was like, yes, another Isaac episode. That's going to be cool. That's going to be great. But as I was not expecting that. Holy cow, man. We got to see the Kalons, and then we got to see the really creepy side of them. And, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go through all the things that not all the things, but the gist of what happened. So I'm gonna say spoiler alert. I guess it's kind of late to say that, but anyway. Okay, so Isaac. They found out that Isaac has completed his mission to research organic life form. He's shut down, but then they bring it then to Kalon, and then they turn him on again, and then they say, oh no, he's gonna be. First they wanted to disassemble him, then they wanted to just, okay, be cool, man. Okay, I don't get that, but anyway. So they're like, maybe you join the union, maybe you don't. Oh, and Mercy's like, they are stalling us. And then the kid goes out to look for Isaac, because Isaac was kind of rude with him because he didn't reciprocate his emotions. His emotional connection with... What the hell is that? His emotional connection with him, with the drawing, and he's like, oh, Isaac, you're being such a... I am autistic and I know you're being rude. With all his arrogance, oh, I'm better, I'm more intelligent than you. That is illogical to be said. Some people, some life forms are more intelligent than the others. That was interesting because it's part of his character, right? His character flaws, by the way, which makes him a great character because he has flaws, unlike Mike Spock and Mary Ray Sue. Anyway, so the kid goes to the planet, and then he finds out a huge graveyard with hundreds, thousands of bones from organic life forms. And the Orville scans the planet, and they found out that the whole planet is surrounded. It's the whole planet under the the whole planet has a whole bunch of bones skeletons underground. And so Mercy's like, "What's up, Isaac? What the hell are you doing?" And Isaac's like, "It's not about your business." And I'm like, "I'm making my business. Tell me now." And okay, so it's like they are the creators of the machines, and the machines kill the creators because they became incompatible. And then Isaac says something to Mercy when Mercy's like, tell me what's going on. He's like, "Well, why do you do that?" And then Kelly's like, no, first, I'm sorry, I'm handling because I'm nervous. All this, can you hear the thunderstorm? I want to do this. I want to finish this before it gets too crazy here. So, okay, damn it. So Kelly's like, no, sorry. Isaac's like, you won't understand, and Kelly's like, why? Because we are dumb organic life forms that can't understand. And Isaac's like, you. No, what's other words he says? Something like, your curiosity and relentless what? Oh man, I forgot. Hang on. I had that. Whatever. Your curiosity and impulsiveness are gonna be. It's not gonna be better to you than it was for them. That was a very interesting line. I sorry, I'm paraphrasing that. I have not wrote it down on my phone, but I don't want to get my phone now because the whole world is falling apart, and I need to finish this before I get flooded. So, yeah, that's an interesting line. So, the creator's impulsiveness and curiosity were the end of them, according to Isaac. That's an interesting line. Why? Because they created the Kalons, and that was their doom. Maybe, or maybe another thing. I'm gonna talk about my theory in a bit in the end. So they're like, okay, Orville, now your ship is ours. Step aside. We're gonna kill some red shirts. Nice touch, by the way. And then we're gonna take over and gonna head up to Earth with our very impressive weapons of mass destruction, and we're gonna fuck this shit up. And the end to be continued, right? So that was great. That was like I hear everyone saying, and I agree. It's like the Borg episode from Star Trek episode when Star Trek: The Next Generation, when Picard became Locutus of Borg. That was that was the equivalent. And this episode is right now is when Orville to me became the official Star Trek. Finally. I know some people say they became before, but to me it was now, because now I'm taking it seriously. Unlike Discovery, this last episode was unbearable, man. I know Doug Jones is supposed to be a great actor. I don't know his work, but Saru is just the worst. He's always his speech. Anyway, Orville, Star Trek Orville. So, what I think is going to happen? I think... Oh, shit. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. So, what I think is going to happen? I think that the Kalons, they did not kill the creators, but the creators became the Kalons. That was their impulsiveness and curiosity that Isaac mentioned. I think he was a little bit regretful. I think maybe I'm reading too much, but I think he had a little bit of, you know, uh, what's the word? Yeah, when he feels sorry that they transferred their conscience to the machines that became the Kalons, because they didn't foresee the fact that the machines, the hardware or the machines, the operating system, the neural networks were unable to process emotion and empathy. And they didn't think they needed that, but they realized they needed when the time was too late, when everyone was already transferred to the bodies of the machines, and their shells were discarded, and it was too late to come back, to go back, and that breed resentment on Kalons for all organic life forms, because they were envy of their ability to feel empathy and emotions and, carnal pleasure. So that's why they became so arrogant against organic life forms, a sense of pride. We are smarter than you, and all that jazz. So that's, I guess, why they became that way, and that's why I think Isaac was referring when they. Well, I think he was kind of resentful that, you know, of the curiosity and impulsiveness of the previous selves, and because now he was, after spending so much time in Orville, he had a glimpse of the value that was emotions, because, like he said, his algorithms were working better with the memories and interconnective relationships. I, I'm sorry, I forgot how he phrased it, but meeting Claire, the doctor is called Claire. I remember it now. So the memories and the relationship with Claire made his algorithms work better. So he was like, and the kids, he was like feeling something for them too. So he was I guess he was resentful that he couldn't feel more, So that's why he said that. And my guess is that this is gonna be how this story arc is gonna conclude. Isaac somehow will get change of heart by remembering the Malloy song that Malloy sang to him, the getaway party, that they threw them. Getaway. I forgot the name of the farewell party, right? And he's gonna remember the Claire. He's gonna remember the Ty's drawing and all the things that he gone through in the Orville, and he's gonna realize that the hardware can indeed feel empathy and emotion, and maybe he's gonna upload that virus into the Kalon's mainframe and make all Kalons regain the ability to feel emotions, to feel empathy. They're gonna turn blue like him, and then that's it. A great story, a great character arc for Isaac, a hero's journey, if you will, right? Saving his species from total nihilistic douchebagness and all organic life forms from the galaxy. So yeah, that's my prediction. Let's see if I'm right, if I'm even remotely close to it. I think I said everything. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for bearing with me with such a long video. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. I wanted to make this quicker, but I wanted to get it out of my chest. Okay. So okay, thank you for watching. Stick around if you want to see some more. I don't know if I'm gonna make a lot of these rambling videos. I'm trying to make something a little different. But anyway, let's see what the future brings us. So thanks for joining me. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz, because you know everyone says that. Something about a bell that you must ring, like Pavlov's dog, so I can salivate. And you know, that's it. Goodbye. Oh, that reminds me of something. You never asked me why. My heart was so disguised. I can't live a lie anymore. I rather hurt myself than to ever make you cry. No, there's nothing left to say but goodbye. Do 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 do.